So in today's video, I'm going to discuss in detail my complete routine for my hair that I use to improve its health, to help prevent hair loss, and really to have good hair health, one must have good scalp health, and that really is the sole theme of today's video. I'm not talking about medication today. Now, as you know, I do take finasteride as the primary line of defense, and the secondary line of defense is oral minoxidil. But DHT is not the sole reason for deterioration of hair, for hair loss eventually. It is one of course, the main contributors. However, the scalp must be healthy to bear healthy hair. And there is a complete spectrum of scalp health, and we are all at different stages of it. Some not so good, some very good. So a healthy scalp yields healthy hair, provided as well that your DHT is under control and you're not overly sensitive to miniaturization by DHT, as in your gene isn't too aggressive, it's not strong. Because, you know, if you have very aggressive genes for hair loss, it will very likely just happen, and I don't think there's much you can do, in all honesty. There's always room for improvement, but we have to be realistic and you know, use the cards that we have been dealt with by nature at the end of the day. You can't ignore it. Anyway, today's video. Okay, improving scalp health. How do I do it? Well, I use a product line by CRLab, an Italian company. These products are nutraceutical derived in the form of shampoos, conditioners, serums and masks. Basically what you saw at the introduction to this video, and I use them all. Now, they work synergistically to improve scalp health by reducing inflammation, by preventing dryness in excess on the scalp, excessive sebum production, and by balancing the pH, which is crucial. Some of us are more predisposed to certain scalp issues, be it an oily scalp or a dry scalp. For example, I am predisposed to a dry scalp. However, since I've been taking these products for the last 4 years, it's under control. What is a nutraceutical? We have to ask the question. Well, a nutraceutical is a product that has incorporated into it naturally derived chemicals, as in they haven't been synthesized in a lab, and they come from, for example, plants. However, they are concentrated so that they actually can have medicinal benefits, because everything has to work at a concentration, a target concentration, and there is really a lower limit and an upper limit, and you especially don't want to go below the lower limit, because, well, you're doing nothing. It's trace amounts. It's basically just like food. It must be at a concentration to do something. And it is important to say that there is really no difference in chemicals that we manufacture synthetically in the lab compared to found in nature. It's the exact same carbons, oxygen, hydrogen atoms at the same day. It's just their arrangement in space and time is different. So nutraceuticals do work. Now, the The products by CRLab, I do recommend them thoroughly. As I said, I've been using them for 4 years, and I will be covering each one of these in this video that I use, and I will talk about how it's applied. What is the theory behind it? How to actually use it. So if you're interested in any of these topics, you know, as I said, if you have a dry scalp, an oily scalp, this sort of thing, I think this will be of interest to you, because scalp health is important if you want to have a healthy head of hair. So let's start anyway looking at the products now. So the first products that I want to discuss is the shampoos that I use daily. I alternate, and the key here is synergy. It is a myth that you shouldn't shampoo every day. The problem is, it's not that it strips you of oils and that it's bad for your hair and your hair remains limp. The problem is people are shampooing their hair with the wrong shampoos that dry out the scalp. It's a very good thing to cleanse your scalp every day, provided that you use shampoos that are appropriate. And this all links in to the acid mantle, pH in particular. The acid mantle is found on the very outermost layer of skin, the stratum corneum. Basically, it maintains skin at a slightly acidic pH. The reason for this is to fight bacteria, and it contains naturally producing sebum. Sebum only becomes a problem when it is at such levels that it clogs the ducts around the hair follicles. So we need to respect the acid mantle. The pH of hair is 3.67. These are things that are very important to understand, because it allows you to not form bad practices. The issue with most shampoos is that they are more on the alkaline spectrum rather than acidic. That causes damage towards the acid mantle. Also, shampoos that are a bit more alkaline cause the cuticle to open up. They dry out hair. They make hair physically frizzy. They induce dandruff. So, these 3 shampoos that I tend to alternate, which, as I said, I'm alternating for synergy, because one thing isn't enough. You need to do several things. So the first one, how I kind of do it is basically, okay, most days I'll use either a shampoo that has tea tree oil in it and Roman chamomile. So the tea tree oil is antimicrobial, and Roman chamomile is anti-inflammatory. And then I will go for a shampoo pretty much every second day. So this is, first of all, this is the one with the tea tree oil. And then this one has hydrolyzed rice proteins in it. It forms a protective sheet around the hair and also nourishes it from deep within. So we go into, again, that hydration factor, but you're also forming a protective barrier around it. Now, I use once a week from the purple line, and the purple line is associated with tackling issues around dry scalp. Again, this goes back to drier scalp tends to be a pH that is a little bit more alkaline. So the purple line shampoo provides hydration. And I use this just once a week. It's perfectly fine. So that is my routine for basic hair washing. Sebum, which is produced by the sebaceous glands, when found at normal levels, is beneficial to the scalp. It helps waterproof the hair shaft. It forms a hydrolipid bilayer on the scalp, which is protective. You know, it's at normal levels, it's good. The problem is when it becomes in excess. It clogs the excretory ducts around follicles. It leads to inflammation. Inflammation, folliculitis. Inflammation is a very, very bad thing for your hair. It does contribute towards hair loss, without a doubt. So we want to avoid excess sebum. Now, fortunately, CRLab do have a line, it's called the yellow line, where they have shampoo and a mask specifically geared towards excess sebum or people with greasy scalps. So do check that out, because as I was saying, an excess of sebum, it can lead to also a shortening of the anagen phase. This is a known thing. It's very bad for your hair. You know, if anecdotally, I was talking to a surgeon who was telling me that he noticed on those who had oilier scalps, greasier scalps, they were more prone to hair loss. That is very, very interesting, and it's anecdotal, but it backs up what we know from the literature. So I don't have any products in front of me to address sebum, greasy scalps, because I don't suffer from it myself. In fact, I have the opposite issue. I, without the products, have a dry scalp. So again, it goes back to me using that purple line by CRLab to help provide hydration. Perhaps the most interesting product I have in front of me is known as a hair milk spray. It doesn't mean anything, but basically this is a product that you spray your hair with, and I do this every day when I get out of the shower. I dry it very lightly with a towel, then just pattern it, you know, and then I spray my hair with this, because this basically coats your hair with a protective sheath that prevents UV damage, free radical damage, damage from sun, and also from heat with the hair dryer. It contains vitamin E and antioxidants, which help prevent the formation of free radicals. I think this is a terrific product. It also, because it coats the follicles, because it coats the hair, it gives a bit more of a hold to the hair, actually. It helps create the illusion of density. Now, I think for anyone who's using a hairdryer every day, heat causes damage. It physically affects protein structure, territory protein structure, which is associated with shape. It causes breakage of bonds. Heat is very, very damaging. But it can also cause free radical damage. So I think a product like this is very important to use because, well, we're drying our hair, if we use a hairdryer, potentially every day. It's a lot of damage. So we'll take a look now at the masks that you apply directly onto the scalp. And you leave them in for about 15 minutes approximately in order for them to to work and be absorbed. And then you rinse thoroughly with water after. Now, the masks, you don't use them every day. I use them, for example, once a week, but you could use it once every 2 weeks. You'll still get a benefit, and they're each associated with tackling different issues that affect the scalp. For example, this is called Liniskin, and it has the purple line, which means it's associated with rehydrating the scalp, as well as tackling issues such as dandruff. Now, Liniskin contains alpha hydroxy acids. These are exfoliants, basically. They help cleanse the scalp, removing any excess sebum, and most interestingly, very important, removing any of the dead skin cells that have accumulated. It also contains vitamin E, which is a strong antioxidant. Now, going back to exfoliating, that will help promote microcirculation as well as increasing cell renewal. I actually used it on my donor for a couple of months after I did the FUE procedure, because again, the properties associated such as cell renewal I thought would be very beneficial. And it's very soothing as well. And it's good to keep the scalp exfoliated. But again, you don't want to do it too much. Using a conditioner is absolutely essential for hair health. And we really should be using it regularly enough, at least once a week, if not twice. Now, the conditioner by CRLab is the best conditioner I've ever used in my life. Honestly, it's stunning, and it's down to the quality of the ingredients in it. So the conditioner contains cashmere proteins. Now, these are almost entirely composed of amino acids and hydrolyzed fiber, which is hygroscopic. In other words, it absorbs moisture from the environment, and that is exactly what you want in a conditioner. The whole point of a conditioner is to apply it to limp, damaged, dry hair, to physically moisten it, to hydrate it. The protein also coats a thin film which helps smooth the cuticle, which adds sheen to it. It is an absolutely incredible product, and it has quite a voluminous effect on the hair as well. It gives a very, very luscious and luxury texture to it. I really, really like this product. I would say forget about the conditioners that you buy on the standard supermarket shelf, and invest in something high quality that has some proper science behind it. Conditioner also contains surfactant, which carries a positive charge. Now, hair, on the other hand, carries a negative charge, so it facilitates the deposition of conditioner onto the hair. Interestingly, hair that is weathered and damaged carries more of a negative charge. So, in other words, on the hair that is more damaged, there is a higher binding affinity between the conditioner and that hair. This reduces overall static electricity. Now, we don't want static electricity in hair because it causes frizzing, which makes it less manageable. So it's another reason why we should be using conditioner more often. In terms of just styling, it's way more manageable hair if you condition it regularly. So we've looked at the core building blocks so far, which is the daily shampooing and alternating between them, using conditioner, and adding in once a week, once every 2 weeks, one of the masks that will be tailored to your needs. The next thing to look at, that I absolutely adore these products, I think they're the cherry on top, is two of the serums that I alternate between daily. So this is the oil non-oil and the nutritive serum. So the oil non-oil is a fluid, like, there we go, just to give you an idea of the texture, is a fluid that contains moringa seed extract. And the whole purpose of this is to provide deep hydration, because the extract doesn't just coat the outside of the hair, it instead permeates it and provides hydration from within. So it is a deep hydrator, very important. It adds a beautiful sheen as well to the hair. These I consider styling products as well as having actual benefit to hair health. This has a lovely reflection in light, and it also provides a great hold and softens the hair. It's a great alternative to hair gel, actually, I find. And there's a lovely aroma from it as well. Not synthetic, really. It's difficult to describe. I suppose you can actually get the scent, the natural chemicals in it, their scent. So the next product that I use, as I said, is the nutritive serum. I will, by the way, to follow in a minute, there's a video where I apply these just to give you an idea. The nutritive serum, right, is used to fight split ends. Now, split ends occur when there is an issue with the keratin structure, becomes weakened. Now, this happens from environmental damage such as sun and going back to heat damage, blow drying. So this links in with, again, using the milk hairspray to prevent damage from blow drying and sun. See, they're all connected. Now, this contains hydrolyzed protein. So you're adding protein, which is like the building blocks back to the hair, strengthening it and building up its structure once again. So this helps strengthen the hair, fight split ends. Again, very good product. You could nearly use it as a styler on its own. But in terms of, I think this is a better effect on styling. This is just a wonderful product for overall health. And again, a wonderful scent with this product. Right, so that's them, and I hope you found this video interesting. As I said, check out the CRLab site and navigate it based on your needs, based on what line you see yourself in. It's a very clear-cut interface. What I really like about it actually is you'll see on the menu it's divided into the hair loss prevention line, the anti-dandruff moisturizing line, the sebum regulating line, and then you have your daily care, which is your shampoos, extra care line, which has the various masks, and then the restructuring and finish items. So yes, it was a long video, but as I said, you know, this is a very, very important and often overlooked topic. So thank you very much for listening.